Hi everyone, Mr. Simmer here. So welcome back to Car Mechanics Simulator 2018. So I am playing on expert mode here, just trying to move forward in the game and just enjoy my way through working on some vehicles. So let's start out, as I always do, with taking a look at where we're at. So we're at level 12. We need 200 experience to get to the next level. And we've got a little less than $20,000 right now. So let's take a look at the orders that we have. So just taking a peek, new engine oil, engine control. This looks just like a gear. You know what, I'm going to go ahead and take this order. It's focused on one system, and that's usually a pretty good alternative or option there. So let's see, if I go ahead and then look at the tools, we'll just do basic testing. So I'm assuming we're not going to find a whole lot, so it's a pretty new car. So let's see what we get on the OBD scanner. I think it only had 4,000 kilometers on it, so that's really not much. So obviously for something to have happened with the gearbox, that's pretty significant. We'll see if the electronic meter gives us anything. It probably won't. And at that point, I'll just probably put it on the rack, because putting it on the test track isn't really going to find anything either, because this isn't a problem with the vehicle other than the gearbox. Whoops. Don't want to go to the assembly mode. I want to move the car to my lift. So we'll take it over here. So it's a Challenger Hellcat is what we're looking at. And again, it's in pretty good shape, like everything was 100%. So to get to the gearbox, I'm going to need to drain the oil, because otherwise we're not going to be able to get to the parts we need. So we're going to move this back to where it goes. And more than likely then, whoops, let's see here. Go ahead and we'll remove the drive shaft, because that's kind of always the first thing. Alright, so that's one end, and then we've got to get at the other end. So we've got 4, there we go. And then we'll hop over here. Let's see, do we have a starter or anything attached? Oil pan, maybe? No? Alright, so this is, oh yeah, so there is a starter here, so let's see. Obviously the starter's in pretty good shape. But now we should be okay, I would think. So this will get the big housing off. And clearly we've got some challenges. Oh, we're going to need the bushing. Okay, what am I missing there? I guess it just wasn't quite lined up right. And I think this is the clutch plate. But definitely several things in poor shape. So let's look at the car status. And basically we've got everything we need, those 5 parts. So we need a VH OHVK. Oops. Not rims. Go back home. Gearbox. OHVK. Let's search for that. So it's not the engine block. OHVK. So that should be it. 1800. And then we're going to need the clutch plate, the pressure plate, the bearing, and the flywheel. And I think that should do it. So again, let's take a peek here. So we might have been able to do it without dealing with the oil, now that I think about it. Because we're not doing anything up front there. But I just didn't want to have an issue where we took something off and then we got a penalty for the oil. Alright, and then here is the main gearbox, or no, the bearing, never mind. Now we get the gearbox. Let's head on over to this side. Alright, then we need the starter put back. So we've got that, and then we go with the drive shaft. And we shall then be done. So this one, pretty fast. Just kind of what I thought might happen. That's what I was hoping for, kind of a nice, easy job. Alright, so other than getting oil back in the vehicle, we are done. So, open that up, put the oil in over here. Alright, so we are set there. At that point, we should be done. So we'll go ahead and finish the order. You know, pretty good payout. I mean, again, we spent a good amount, but still pretty nice. So let's take a look here. I'm sure we didn't go up yet. Oh no, we did. It's always incredible how just those simple jobs can do that. So it's time to look at the upgrade options. So here we go. We're in level 12. But at this point, we can expand the garage. So we're going to unlock that upgrade. I can't go there. The question is, do I save things for another level? Might be worth doing that, so... But at this point, now we've got 2 lifts. And, you know, our office has moved over there. So things have moved around a bit. But it's good stuff. Alright, so the question is, I think at this point, I'm going to go ahead. This probably might take a little bit, but I'm going to take the story car. And we'll see what they have. So I bought this machine from a friend of mine who needed money quickly. He assured me that the car was fine, but I feel it pulling to the right. And this strange smell, like mushrooms. From what I remember, he works behind a desk, not in sales. Anyway, check what's wrong with it and make it usable. So, first question is, can I put it on the test path? I can, so at least it starts. So we'll start with that. But we likely have some kind of alignment problems, I'm guessing. So we want to proceed with the test path. It's taken a while to start, I'll tell you that. Alright, so the brakes on the passenger side, not so good. I mean, the other brakes aren't so good either. Alright, so kind of alternating sides. We'll have to see what we look like. But yeah, a lot of this, I'm sure there are suspension component problems. Well, those are up at 41. And then, yeah, so not great, but yeah, a lot of bushings, calipers, and so forth. So we might be okay. We'll go ahead and move the car to the lifter. Again, we now have 2 lifters. So I've never entirely understood, because I had gotten to this point in kind of my initial profile that I was just getting familiar with the game with. But you can obviously only be working on a single car at a time. So there's always a little bit of a challenge there of, you know, other than having another vehicle in the shop and ready to go, I'm always struggling with, like, what's the real benefit? Well, actually, I need to get the tires off. So it was the passenger side here, and then we know it's the driver's side for the remainder, for the other piece, so we'll do that to begin with, but my guess is we'll have to remove more things too. So those are probably okay, but that doesn't look so great. I'm assuming this linkage is not terrific either, but we'll go ahead, we'll get these pieces off, because yeah, the tie rod looks pretty bad. So I'm guessing we're going to need that. Again, we've got rubber bushings here and there that we need to work with. Don't know if it's these. Let's take a look here. So, quite a few parts that aren't covered. Yeah, we're not seeing anything on the fact that I need suspension components or anything, but that may be something that's going on. So it's probably worth taking a look, because sometimes, you know, that's the worst thing that we need. So let's head on over here. Let's just take a quick look. My guess is if I examine, yeah, these are all bad. Looks like the shocks are good. I'm guessing then the shocks are probably good over there too. So let me head on over this way. And we'll mount that back. Yeah, so those are at 55. Alright, I'm assuming this is okay. It is. So we'll put that back. But what I want to see... Whoops. I'm not in the car mode here. So that's what I want. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need 4 pads, for example. So I need to do all the tires. So let me start with that. And that may help me then find other components that are necessary that somehow didn't come along as something we needed to worry about. Because, I mean, these pads look okay, but like if I go back here and now mount this, yeah, see, like the wheel hubcap. Now I'm pretty sure, yep, that's going to be one of them. So that's the kind of stuff that I'm going to need to look at, but it looks like most of this is brake stuff. So can I examine this part? Oh goodness, so I need that. which likely means I'm gonna have to just disconnect from the other side. I may not need much more than that, but that may be also where I have bushings and so forth. So we'll get this removed. We know we've got these, the outer tie rod, the inner tie rod. We can then take a look at that, and then I think, alright, what do I need? Because yeah, I don't think this component is attached, but I'm missing something, or maybe I just need to get all the bushings out before I can take this out. So that's correct. So I think there's a couple up front too. So let me do that. And we'll head on over to this side. And then I think I can take this frame out. Yep. Alright, so let's head to the back. So what you tend to find is with the story jobs, they're definitely more elaborate. There's more going on. You gotta do more things. A little bit more detective work. You know, I had one that was pretty significant a few episodes ago. So hopefully this won't quite become that situation. You know what, let me see if I examine, because I'd rather not take it off if I don't need to, but clearly we've got bad, whoops, I'm like really at a bad angle here. What am I doing? There we go. Keys were not working well. Alright, I'm assuming, there we go. It's letting me remove this. If I look at the rest of this, it's probably okay. It doesn't look too bad. A lot of times these things are bad though. Whoops. So we'll just verify that all of the leaf spring connections are good. It looks like they are. Alright. So let's go on this side then. And we'll get this wheel off. Because once again, we know we need all the brake pads. The calipers certainly don't look great. And hopefully we'll have everything we need. Again, we'll take a peek at this. Yep, still telling me it's bad. So we will get this removed. And then the bushing here. So let's take a look. Alright, nothing that we're missing there. So it looks like we found everything, which is great, because that sadly is pretty rare. But I think we did a good job. And I need parts condition of 100. So basically, it's not entirely true, but you know, obviously I'm gonna need that. So we've got quite a few. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 bushings. So that should be here. So let's see. We'll go up to, I don't even know if I can get 10 at once. I don't think I've ever bought that many. And then this is the solid rear drive axle. We need 2 of those. Let's see, solid rear drive axle. It should be on this list. Solid, there it is. 2 of those. So I'll kind of assemble it this way, because that'll just be the easiest way to do this. let's see. Probably if I see what's happening, it'll be a little simpler. Alright, we know we need the bushing, so we'll put that in. Alright, and then the brake disc, again, it's supposed to be 100%, so I'm just not sure that otherwise if we're gonna be able to do anything, so we'll go with it. But what I mean is, I don't know that I could put them back on and that they'd be okay. Because obviously it's telling me I need that, but now we know we need all 4 brake pads, because we saw that. My guess is we're going to need all 4 calipers, but we'll worry about that when we are putting that on next. So there's that, and then the calipers, yeah, once again, questionable, but we'll go ahead and we'll get 4 of those. So in theory we should get paid for all this, but may not, I don't know, we'll see. As we'll see if, if we have any cylinders that are lower than that, we'll worry about it. But at this point, like, I should be able to get this on. See, that's the thing, that's 55%. Sometimes it, like, does that, so I'm not meaning to not tighten these properly, but I didn't snug them down the whole way until later, so, alright. So now we're here. We'll mount these. So we'll get the other drive axle in. And then we'll get the rubber bushing in. Well, let me just finish this up. So we'll get the brake disc, get the brake pad, get the caliper, and then we should be all set there. Oops, get the wheel. We'll start down here. I don't understand, because I'm like pointing at the correct bolt, but then it like pops over. Alright, and then I need a view into the bushing. So we'll get that in here. Alright, so at this point, we've got all of that. That looks like it at this point. See, that was the thing, like, it's only giving me credit for like 1 brake caliper, but it is what it is. So we're going to mount the parts here. Alright, we need a steering rack. So let's do that. That should, I think, be part of suspension. Yep. That's an expensive part, for sure. We need the front cross member B, I think. Front suspension cross member B. There we go. So again, not inexpensive, but not as bad as the steering rack. And so what that will let us do then is we can get all the bushings in here. So that'll get 4 components in. So we'll get that mounted. Hop on over here. Let's see. Alright. Sometimes getting the angle and being able to see where you need to be is a bit of a challenge in this game. But for the most part, it's not too bad. Alright, so we'll do the inner tie rod and the outer tie rods. We're going to need 2 of those each. So do that and go to the outers. Alright. So that'll give us that. Yeah, those were definitely worn. Alright, and then we're going to need just the lower suspension arm. And then there's more bushings there. So the lower... Oh, just totally missed where it was. So we get that in there and get 2 bushings. I don't know that it was completely finished there, but maybe it was. Alright, so I think we've got everything we need on this side. Or, well, maybe we didn't. There we go. Alright. So I'm like, it's not giving us a part, so we missed something. Okay, so brake disc ventilated. I'm going to put that one on at 80. We'll see if it like tells us we need 2, but I can't imagine we would. Because at that point we should be good, so let's just take a quick peek. So right now it's telling us just 1, so I think we're going to be all right. Okay, what have I... Oh, the wheel hub. So I need the wheel hubcap. I need 2 of those. There they are. So we'll pop that in, and then we'll be able to do the wheel. I'm just trying a different pattern of the star pattern here. So that looks like that worked okay. And then I just need to kind of see what I'm doing over here. So let me rotate around. We'll get the inner tie rod on. Get the outer tie rod on. And we'll do the lower arm. Again, the 2 bushings. So at this point, that should give me all the bushings I possibly could need. And then we're going to need the brake disc ventilated. So I don't have that yet. Brake disc ventilated. Get that on. Get the hub in there. And then I need the brake pad and the caliper and the wheel. Let's see, we did that, that. So that pattern seems to work. So let me see. Are we good? Or nope. So we do need, so that brake disc over there, even though it was 80%, it's not going to give it to us. So that's what I was worried about, but live and learn. So just a little bit of extra disassembly, but then we're good. Alright, so we need a brake disc ventilated. And we'll put this back together. You know, the nice thing is we've got an 80% brake disc ventilated now. Oh, I wonder. I've never had it tell me that I suddenly need to replace the brake caliper. The pin or anything. So we'll see if that changes here. Alright, so now I should be good. It looks like the finish order button is there. It feels like I spent way more than $2,600, but it says we didn't. So put that in there. See where we're at, but I think regardless of where we're at, we're going to be done. So yeah, a little over 200 to go, but we've gone to 28,000, so pretty nice. Almost another 10,000 just from 2 jobs. So pretty proud of the day and how it went today. Expanded the garage. That's certainly an important milestone. And what I'll likely start doing is I'll just grab 2 cars to begin with. get them on the lift, and then we can kind of work through things pretty quickly, hopefully, and get through 2 vehicles a little faster than we have been. And we'll just keep plowing along from there in the future. But if you've enjoyed this, certainly appreciate if you drop it a like, and if you have not been nice enough to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that so that I can keep you posted. It's automatic, and if you turn on the notification, it'll let you know, but then you'll know what's happening on the channel and as things come out. But hope you've enjoyed this next episode of Car Simulator 2018, and I'll see you next time.